Good morning, folks. Kind of cloudy out today. Having some coffee. My sleep pattern is all off. I think I got someone pulling magic. Well, from what the church channel tells me, someone's using magic evil on the evil eye or whatever. The devil's mixing stuff up. I got somebody, YouTuber's body and problems. Ain't ours. So, what's new, right? You know, what's new in life? It's always something, right? So, how is YouTube land today? How are things going out there? You know, how's YouTube going? You know, pretty crazy still out there. Crime community still in frenzy. How's the Ryan Upchurch war going? I did see he's got another new video out. He's at battle with some other guy. It'll be just a matter of time. And that'll be blown up to proportions unbelievable. I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon on what men have to go through with women. Believe me, I know what a woman can do. So, have they made any progress yet on Idaho 4? Hello, Sarah Perego. Hey, Izzy. I guess from what the church channel said, somebody put the evil eye on me, or it's a curse or something like somebody. They're trying to break it. The Lord is trying to break it. But I knew it had to be a woman in her bed of evil men or whatever. Oh. So how are you ladies doing today? Is everything going good? I just woke up probably about 11:45, which is shocking to me. It's like, what the heck? Maybe too much coffee, right? Yeah, they sure do, don't they? They sure do. I got a problem out west. It's just been bugging me my whole life. Well, good for you, Izzy. I would know nothing about that because I've been hit, whacked, chased down. I was the bad guy. Always in the relationship. Why? Because probably I walked away from it. That's when the real murders occurred and the real madness started, is when men are brought to the breaking point. And that's when the murder creates. That's why I walked away. Good morning, I'm back. Oh, have a good day at work, I'm back. Don't work too hard. Everyone say hello to little Beck. She's on her way to work. She sings, dances, tells jokes. Yeah, it's foggy there. Sarah Prager says, hard to believe that, but I'm usually the one to say, uh, excuse me. So I've been talking and watching some stuff on YouTube about kids, parents that ain't with their kids separated. But thank God I was never married. But what families men go through um, with a family or it's not always the man in these relationships that's the trouble. Um, women are to blame for some stuff too. The devil comes in all shapes and all sexes. That's why we need to change the laws when it comes to children and unwed. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm being punished because I had unmarried, unwedlock children, right? I slept with the devil, right? Right? And then they dangle them kids over there. You're gonna go. You'll go to prison, or they get their ex-boyfriends or their new boyfriends to try and kill you or whatever, whack you or whatever. Hire an M13 or whatever the heck that one group is or whatever. Biker gangs and everything. Is it a witch? Probably. Lord, forgive me for sleeping with them witches, if that's what the deal was. I don't know. I was blinded by vagina, so I had no idea. Yeah, I was blinded by the vagina. Ah, all I can say is thank God I was never married to these. Why do I think I got the worst luck with women? The Lord don't love me. He don't love me. I know I've been talking your word, Lord. I know when I was a younger man, I was a pain in the butt. Never killed nobody, never raped anybody, never, I was a pain in the butt, Lord. I knew that. A rebel. But my pick with women is, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Looks, boobs, vagina. I I should be looking way, way, way away from that. After last night doing that video, I went and looked at some of this stuff on families and psychology on it and everything. 9 out of 10 times, the guy gets the short end of the stick, right? You know, and that is true within the system, within life. It's us men that get the short end of the stick when it comes to anything. You know? I'm thinking maybe the old Lord created man, and then old Satan said, "Well, the Lord created man, so I'm going to create woman," and that's where our troubles lie. We don't know. For all we know, they've been lying to us for thousands of years about all this. And all along, it's been magic and sorcery that's been running the world, not anything but. Or, or chemically induced world. Who knows? For all we know, the guy that wrote the Bible was on peyote, maybe cocaine. I hear back then cocaine was, they'd take it all day. Maybe they were eating magic mushrooms or something. Yeah, I know they. I know is not all women are the same. Some women are. They throw this big. I can't stand him. He did this. He did. When he never really did nothing. She lost her mind. You know. I do agree with the guy. She lost her mind. The mental illness was in the family, but nobody knew, right? And she created this whole thing. And inside the guy, the anger still lies because he didn't do anything. Never hit her. Never did anything, to her. And he got shafted. Why? I, it's like us men were designed to take the fall in a bad relationship, right? That's why I always tell these younger guys, listen, walk away. These women, some of these women and men, will drive you half nuts. So much so till they'll drive you to the point of what we are seeing now on YouTube of jealousy, uh, controlling things in a relationship. You know? And you know us, man. We pretty much do anything, right? Right? We do whatever as long as we get that one thing that men always, you know, think of pretty much the vagina. It's it can be a peacemaker, it can be a war maker. Yeah. I was never married, so I don't know about divorce, but if divorce is any worse than just having a kid with a woman and your life is just drained of it, I call that a vampire. I must have had a kid with a vampire. So these guys we must be sleeping with fallen angels. Thank God I only got 2 kids, 3 kids, and they can't even tell me if they're mine. I don't know, Johnny. This is We've never seen anything like this. I know. Yeah, these people were saying I had like 500 something. I'm like, no, no, nah, I've been married 2,000 times. I'm like, are you nuts? What is wrong with you folks? You know? No, I don't have that many kids. Yeah, it was unreal. Googled my name. I've been dead 190 something times with unbelievable. You know? It's unreal. What the big kicker is we actually have to go and start retesting uh, kids. I do agree with them fathers. You know, something was up. Maybe they had people within the labs, within the government. I mean, it's so corrupt. Are they are they that corrupt where they're rigging DNA tests or fraternity tests just to scam people? Maybe this is going to be huge, folks. This is going to be. It's going to be when this comes out. It's going to be huge. Uh, this will be huge. And I do agree with the guy. You know, hey, it's my kid. Why am I being? Why is it being dangled? Why don't my kid call me? Why don't my kid ever talk to me? Is my kid even alive? And they're trying to hide it. Are the kids? Is the ex or the new husband or boyfriend, uh, you know, trying to kill because he's listening to these women that have lost their minds? You know, they might be fine now or whatever, but at the time they were nuts. You know, a woman's body when she's pregnant, the chemistry in it. Ooh. And then if they're doing drugs on top of it, look out. Then you got problems. But always, it's the man that takes the blunt end of the stick. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. All along, they were all in a meth or cocaine induced haze. So I agree with some of them gentlemen out there that are complaining that the system's bad. There's no morals no more. Can't be their kid. You know, these kids don't even call. They don't want nothing to do with nothing. They got one side of the story, and that's all they got, right? That's all right, though. We move on, right? If the Lord says move on, let it go and move on, we got bigger plans for you. Well, then you move on, right? That's what I did. Are you kidding me? You, these folks probably never been to jail, even the town jail. They don't know what it's like to be locked up behind prison doors or had to go ever visit somebody in prison. And you know, I don't care what any of you say. It's not fun. You know, would I take it to the extremes to get rid of a woman I once loved? You know, no, can wreck my freedoms. Yeah, I know they call me names. I know they try and kill me or whatever, but I ain't gonna give up my freedoms for that. That's why I keep telling you, younger generation, walk away. You'll find love again. Walk away from it. I know it hurts. I know it sucks, but walk away because this demon, this thing, will drive you nutty, and we are seeing that. on YouTube. A relationship. How could love destroy something? It does. It'll drive you mad. You'll stay up all night thinking about the kids. Is everything okay? The guilt of not being there. Then you're broke all the time. And then, God forbid, you just can't do it no more. You break down. You lose your home, cars, property. You're in the hospital on the brink of death. And all it is money. They want more money. We're dealing with the devil on earth. And we should start dealing with them the right way. So much so where the Lord comes down and says, all right, the devil has paid his dues, but till then, we go on. Now they want to label us deadbeat dads. Only if they knew the truth of what kind of condition and the things that the mother did. Only if they knew that the mother lost her mind while she was in pregnancy because of the chemical imbalance and the drugs. They went nuts. So I understand what them dudes are saying on these channels. Us men, we got no rights. Then we got to deal with these guys that are sitting, shut up. You created it, deal with it. But them men, well, they're not in our predicament, are they? They weren't in the guy's predicament or in his shoes or the condition that he was in. Right? Most of these women swear up and down they can't get pregnant. They're either on the pill, their tubes have been tied. Next thing you know, bingo, you got a kid. And then you start getting to know everybody. And then there's that one friend that comes out and says, no, her tubes were never tied. What? No, that was all a lie. You mean the whole time? Oh, yeah, she wanted to get you pregnant. Yeah, this is what we deal with in this world. We let this go on too long in our country. We did the best we could to warn the government. We got a problem. It needs to change. It needs to change. We got a problem. With kids, it's 50-50. It ain't. The mother gets pissed at you, so she goes and runs and tells the kids a bunch of lies. Or your dad's stalking me, or your dad's, I'm putting a custody order. I don't even know her. Why don't people get the hint? Or when I tell them, it ain't me. I've seen my kids when they were babies. I haven't seen them since. Haven't seen them since. So it ain't me. It ain't me causing the trouble. They're like, well, the father wasn't there. Well, the mother did that, Well, the father wasn't there. Why do you keep blaming the father? Why are you folks putting custody or protection orders on him when the guy wasn't even there? Because the system goes with the mother, the woman, when in reality she was the one that created the mess. Oh, hello, True Crime Analysis. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I'm looking out my front window here. It's dang squirrels running all over the place. I got a whole family of black squirrels out here, probably 5 of them. My dad just up and left. Saw him one time. He had a wife and more kids, 42. No, thank God I wasn't in that predicament. No, no, I don't have that many kids. I got a couple kids. I didn't see them since they were a baby. A couple of them I didn't know if they were mine because the girls' friends were coming to me saying, well, she was with this guy. And I'm like, whatever. If it's my kid, it's somebody's kid. Just send them. I don't. What do you do? They threaten you with everything. I can understand how these kids today get so mixed up in love, and it's too much for them. And then Satan comes into their body, jealousy, lust, rage, and they end up killing. I want to thank God from keeping me from killing anybody. And hopefully, I ask today, Lord, can you keep some of these kids from killing themselves or killing somebody with love or lust or what? That's what we're seeing in the Idaho 4, maybe. What kind of world are we living in? They're tracking people on their phones to kill them and everything. Hey, how you doing, Retro? Let me see what the true crime analysis said. Be safe driving, Miss True Crime Analysis. No, I'm just talking about the stuff I seen on YouTube and cases, crime cases, and how it's a power struggle within the family, within the relationship, within between man and woman. You know, I do understand what some of the people in YouTube are saying in these videos about the Idaho 4, that these were beautiful girls, and everybody knows that a beautiful woman can sway a man's heart or have a man do things. It's happened to me. These people are so nuts. I've seen in cases where they've sent people to kill people through sexual. That set them up with a girl that looks hot but diseased or what. I mean, we're dealing with some nut jobs in this world. Hold on 1 second, please. I got to refill my coffee as he goes. My ex took me to court to prove that he was the father he was. And that's when I told the judge I don't want no child support on one. Nothing from them. The judge told me I can come back and change it. Yeah. Well, it ain't supposed to be about money. But you need money to live and raise kids these days. But see, back in the day when the Bible was written, it was a different time. There was no child support. They sold their kids to sex slaves. They just let their kids. I don't know what kind of world they lived in back then. It was sick and disgusting. Really, it ain't supposed to be about money when it comes to our children, but you need money to raise kids in the world we live in. Back then, you didn't, right? Back then, in the days, it was different. The pressure that us men have to go through to pay bills, you know, that old saying, you got to do what you got to do to put food on the table, whether it be bad things or whatever, you and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a society that maybe worked for 20, 30 years, but now they can't. And now they've reserved to, hey, I got kids. I got to put food on the table. I got to feed them. So I got to do whatever. And then they turn to the dark side, the corruption, because I don't blame them. They got to put food on the table, right? So they reserve to anything to bring in a dollar. And some people, money. It's about money. And what makes money? Drugs, prostitution, whatever. Mainly drugs is the big thing. So they retreat to selling drugs. Right? They work their 20, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. They can't do it no more. They still want to bring income in, but they can't. And we leave the door open for corruption and evil. For man to choose to go into that. But it's free will, right? The Bible says it's. Well, as he rose, that's your decision. Uh, Maybe he was a very evil person, and that's your right. You know. I'm just talking about the YouTube stuff that I've been watching and what people have been saying. I'll tell you what, it makes a man's life is ruined. When it comes to a family, that separation, you got to come up with that payment each month, whether you lose your job or not. You don't have nothing. You're not going to have nothing. You know, your dreams, whatever, are put on hold, and you got to go to work, right? You got to pay that bill. And us men, we ain't got no choices, right? It's up to the woman. The woman gets the choice whether that kid lives or dies, right? She's going to keep the kid, and you're going to pay that money, right? It's horrible. Really, when you go back and you look at the structure that we have built in America, the system, it's no wonder this country is being invaded. It's no wonder this country is in the predicament that we have. Most of men are sitting in jail for child support. I've been picked up. Everybody's gone through the madness. The people calling it using mob techniques. If you don't pay your child support, you're never going to see your kids again. We don't give a credit. This is the destruction of a country and a family. A gift from God was turned into a war. You humans and your choices have destroyed everything. I didn't go back and change anything. Well, that's your right, Izzy. I don't know what predicament you were in. You know, I have no idea. I'm not saying all women are bad. but you do come across them when they want to control you. It's almost like a curse, like the church channels that I've been watching. And it's almost like a spell. You want to break away. Okay, you know, you want to keep in touch with the kids, but the kids don't want nothing to do with you because they've been bought with money. They've been brainwashed to lie. They don't even know the father, and they came up with all this madness. And now the courts are sitting back and they're going, "Phew, he was right." Amen to him, Izzy Rose. So I understand what a lot of these guys are. There is an organization out there of all men that either were separated, had to pay child support, or ran through the ringer. Big organization of them out there. Uh, I do understand what they were talking about. You know, hey, they didn't want other men to raise their kids. They never asked. It was the mother that decided she was going to do that. And I'm not saying anything against Izzy Rose. You know, like I said, to each person their own. I can't tell people how. I can only give advice. When you're with a woman, make sure you're in love with that woman. You're going to spend the rest of your life with her. If you're not going to, then you should be using uh, a rubber, because if you get her pregnant, then whether you're in love with her or not, you're going to pay for that kid, whether you want it or not. So, you younger generation out there, be safe. And this is really what is tore down America, because these people got so many kids. It's unreal. And what do? They do anything they can to make money. They steal, kill, you name it. They're hitmen. They do anything they can to get that money. Almost like a Richard, the ice pick, Richard Lansky or whatever his name was. You know, our structure needs to change. Our system. No, it ain't the He-Man's Woman Hater Club. I am just talking about. I'm noticing people. I see these people. I hear these people. These people saying something's going on, some kind of a demon entity or whatever. I hear you. These men out there saying, "Hey, we're getting ran through the ringer. Our country is folding, and most of these good people are sitting in prison for child support, and their whole lives have been wrecked. Their credit, everything, and it's no wonder the country's in a peril." Then you got these women that have your kids, and they're out there banging any guy that comes along, and wrapped up into organizations and madness and the Illuminati or whatever, and you ain't got a chance. You know, they spread so much lies about you. Everyone thinks you're a killer or a madman or whatever. You know, I don't blame these guys. I hear you guys. I hear you. Let's see what Izzy Rose. And I'm not talking about Izzy Rose. Can we get that clear? Izzy, can we get that clear? I don't need people trying to kill me. I already got enough of that. On DEFCON 3 here. That's where the system is broken. That's why I say children are pawns. Yeah. But there. Yeah. I've learned. You know, that's why I'm always telling them, just make sure you're in love. Make sure you're going to spend the rest of your life together. And if things go bad and you do have a kid with the woman, don't. You're going to have to get a job, pay what you can in child support, and go on with your life. If the mother says she don't want you talking to, most of these guys lost a lot of money in courts just trying to battle to get the rights to see the kid or whatever. Some of these guys were ran through the ringer and their name wasn't even on the birth certificate as the father. And the courts now are looking, well, how can this be? How did they take this guy to child support court and run him through the ringer and his name ain't even on the birth certificate? Yeah. Yeah, this is big. This is going to be a big thing. When it breaks, I'm sure there'll be a movie out soon about it. Ah. And I'm not talking about me, I'm just talking about some of these cases that I've been watching on YouTube. Let's see what Izzy Rose says. The father came back around when the children got older. Now now, mind you, my children are in their 40s. Well, they're probably more mature now, and that was a good thing. They probably were too young to understand anything. But now that they're in their 40s, I imagine they're probably older and probably realized, he's trying at least, right? Right? But then again, maybe not. Maybe they're still angry. Well, they don't know the full story. They don't know. They were children then. They don't. And they get caught in between it. Listen, I went through, my mother and father got divorced when I was younger, and it was ugly, right? Bad things and everything, you know, hearing of bad stuff and everything, the cursing and everything like that. I know it's ugly. So I can curse. It's horrible. But here's the thing, like I said, them kids might have never known the situation. Maybe the father was messed up. Maybe the mother was messed up at the time. And it was better that they were separated. It don't mean that the father didn't love the kids or didn't think about the kids. It don't mean that the father didn't love the woman. You know? It just means situations were bad. And instead of being one of these cases on YouTube of a marriage going bad and people laying all over the home, dead, uh, walk away. That is my advice to you younger generation: walk away. You don't want to be one of these cases on YouTube of a divorce or separation gone bad. I don't know. Oh, Bendejo's there. Here comes Bendejo. One of these days, you just might take personal responsibility for your life instead of blaming your kids. I never blame my kids and their mothers and the government. No, we call it like it is, Bendejo. We are taking responsibility for what we did. Or I wouldn't be still contacting or sending Christmas or birthday money. I'm not blaming them, but if the shoe fits, you know, I paid my debt, you know, to the government and society. You know, I did my time. It's over for me. The war is over for me, Bendejo. I'm a free man. I paid my obligations to the government and society, and I'm a free man. Although I'm broke down, have a disability, mentally brainwashed, MK Ultra probably, but I'm a free man. You know, be like a black man and head for Z Hills. Yeah, Z's gone, dude. And so is O Carlos and all the rest of them out there. You boys shouldn't have tried stealing from me. Yeah. Don't worry. Payback's our bitch. Told you we ain't coming off this country. Matter of fact, we want to talk to these guys out west that have been showing pictures on their Facebook pages and YouTube with these swords and knives. Boy, we got a lot of knife murders coming, a lot of beheadings out there out west and stuff. Hell, why don't we just get rid of the west side? It's going up anyways. We got Yellowstone rubbing out there. Why don't we just do it and get it over with? I agree with some of these people that are coming to me saying we just should do it. It's all meth and drugs and madness. Out west, a bunch of MK13 grub running around. No, he didn't get what he wanted back in my pants. There ain't nobody want to get in your pants. You got two kids. Ain't nobody wants to get in my pants. I'm talking about something else. You got these people that come into my chat. Izzy ain't too bad. Bendejo, you know, him and his sisters, and they're going bye-bye. People are already in other chats talking, this guy, we got to get rid of this guy. The famous Rafael Bendejo and Pedro Williams, uh, the infamous team of trolls that were sent by I'm guessing it's probably the family members or something of a woman I dated or a crime community that I stumbled upon that were breaking the laws, that are corrupt, that are wanted actually. And I told them, the government, I found the idiots we're looking for. We might have to go into third world 3 to bring them in, but we found them. What do you want us to do with them? You know? Like I said, I'm in the center of this mess. I keep telling the government to blow up the outside. You can't, it's too rad. All right, let me do it in a movie. If I can't do it in real life, let me do it in a movie. In a fantasy. I am in the center of America. I want to do exactly what Soundgarden said. Blow up the outside. Blow up the outside. No! I'm about to break. Yeah. But the problem is we got a bunch of rich people running around that did a bunch of killing, selling drugs, and madness running our country. That's the problem. These people that got a lot of money and they're like, don't tell me you can't do anything. You can't, yeah, because the spell that your master put on me or your witches. The master that you call God is really Satan that you sold your souls to. Right? Let me see what Israel said. I told my grandbaby, when it gets active, you better have a raincoat on. Oh, yes, Izzy. Get them ready now. You know, get them ready now. It ain't all cracked up to what we thought it was. You know, when we were young kids, mom and dad, I mean, that's, I think, when the best of our lives were, was when we were younger and grandma and grandpa were still alive. And, you know, grandma and grandpa made sure everything was all right. And then we grow older, and the next thing you know, we got curses put on us and demons, and we're paying for family generations of madness. Right? We're paying for people's madness. That ain't even our madness. The curse of the Z. That's what it is, Bendejo. It's the curse of the Z. I really do think I got some kind of entity or somebody trespassing on me. I don't do drugs no more. So why am I up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? I think I'm gonna have to go talk to the doctor and either get sleeping pills again or maybe cannabis, higher, high potent cannabis will knock me out at night. I've been taught there's some people here that live here that are like, you need to try this. It'll knock you out at night. I'm like, I might. That's what I need is a good 5 years sleep. I don't even run this country. Why am I up all day, all night? Telling people be on the ball, looking on the internet, watching. Oh, we got a problem here, calling here. What are we going to do here? People calling me 24/7. Dang phone rings till 9, 10 o'clock at night. I can't even make a video because people call me. I got to put the phone on silent. Raphael is Bendejo. Bendejo is Pedro Williams, and many, many more. They're, who knows? They've been all over YouTube. They're even actually in chats, crime chats. They've been coming into there. Now, Raphael is over at uh, uh, Little on Beck's channel. And and now I see Raphael and the rest of them in the crime community. They're following me. They're stalkers. That's what some of the YouTubers were telling me. I think you got some stalkers or some. Yeah, I got some stalkers. I'm used to it, right? They all think I got billions. They've been running me through the ringer for 20 some 30 years. Ah, you know, these people went to the mafia, to the biker gangs to try and collect money that I didn't have. It was actually a scam. That's actually what it was. It was a scam, a racket. You know, like they're friends with us. We're the Italians, and I screw them, kill the guinea. You can't do that. Watch us. We're sick of the bullshit. We're about 1 million strong. It's an organization that are just tired of getting ran through the ringer. Of course, I didn't do anything. It's because I'm making a movie. Now, like, you better watch what you say. I'm making a movie. In this movie, I'm going to kill every single person in this country. I'm going to be in the center of America, and the whole surroundings around me are going to be leveled in this movie. And I'm going to walk away free with a beautiful, incredible angel that was sent to me by God. And I don't have to worry about nothing ever again. Right? It's going to be a great movie. See, I can't get my revenge like these people did to me in real life because I know if it's against God's laws and it's against citizens' laws and the laws we have to get revenge. But I can get revenge in a movie. Right? Right? I've broken no laws, Your Honor. Everything I did was fictional. Everything they did to me was real. Right? The poison, the beatings, the madness. Right? So when I kill in movies. Therefore, nobody is really dead when they come to me and say, "You killed this guy." I did in a movie, not in real life. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Folks, Ricky Compton. What is he say? Johnny, I'm sorry, but I got to go by. Yes, Izzy, be safe. I hope true crime analysis is safe. You said you were in here driving. Be safe. Tahoe 814. Hey, Tahoe 814. How you doing? How is Tahoe? Did they get that lake problem solved out there? I heard they found another body out there in Lake Mead. I hope they start pumping water into that thing. They better do something. They're going to have a power station down here pretty soon, and that's going to cost me money. I'm going to have to divert some of my solar power to out west. It's costing me a lot of money. I know they're all saying you can't shut down America. Why not? I own it all. Tell me what I can do with what's mine. They're like, I know some people. You're lost in a movie. I am. I own everything. I'm like Jackie Chan. You see that house, that tree? I own. You see them skyscrapers in Chicago? I own them. The John Hancock. And that's about what us men that have been ran through the ringer are left with. Our hands, penises in our hands. That's about what we're left with. Too many people on drugs. I know they need to quit taking them heavy drugs. Most of them are drunker than skunk. They need to start smoking cannabis. These people won't want to be out doing murders. You know, I've never met somebody that smoked a doobie and then they're like, let's go out and kill a whole bunch of people. They're too busy eating popcorn and watching movies and sleeping. And the law-abiding citizens are at home. You know, the law-abiding citizens are at home when it turns dark. Most of them, you know, they might be out eating whatever, but then they come home and they sit at home, smoke a doobie, and they pass out. It's evil. It gets into you. It was into me. That reminds me of a great band, Atlanta Rhythm Section. I am so into you. I can't think of nothing else. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, ba. I'm so into you. I can't think of nothing else but what I should do when I get home to you. Ba, great song, great band. Atlanta, Georgia Rhythm Section. It's all messed up. It all messes you up. Even the doctor prescriptions. Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Nah, I've been working on an electric guitar, an old electric guitar, trying to get it up and running. I quit pretty much doing things. Whenever I learn something, the devil comes along and takes it. I used to be a real good carpenter, you know, but the Lord, well, Satan came along. You won't be needing that talent anymore. I used to roof, landscaping. I was even a bricklayer when I was a younger man, a brick laborer. Did many jobs, but then Satan came along and said, you don't need that technology anymore, how to build. And so now I'm just mentally, physically exhausted. Although I have been watching what I eat, and I have been drinking a lot of lemon water, but I've been chasing that lemon water with a soda. I know. I know what all you health people like. Well, that ain't what you're supposed to do. I know. It's almost like an entity, almost like maybe the Bible was real. These people have been trespassing upon us. Maybe the Bible is real. Satan came along and said, hold this. And everyone thought it was God. And really it was Satan, and gave that person sicknesses and madness. I don't know. Maybe it was the Smiths. We don't know. Maybe it was a lot of things. Maybe it's this polygamous Smith group or whatever. Out west now, Sammy Smith, who knows what it is. All these, we made videos. I wonder if the families of the people that we've been making these videos about in the crime community actually tried to kill some of us. Ricky, did you end up buying that guitar? The other day you came into my chat and said you were off to Sweetwater to buy a guitar. Les Paul. I put my Seymour 94 Black Les Paul Studio in the boom. I don't want to take my real nice guitars out to a bar gig. Yeah. So what do they do, Ricky? You get up on stage in the wheelchair? You said you were in a wheelchair. Do they let you do you go up in the wheelchair, the arms fall down so you can hold the guitar? That's cool. Right? You said you were in a wheelchair, so I imagine they let you get up there in a wheelchair. How's your daughter doing? You said your daughter had that operation, got a new kidney or something. I'm not in a wheelchair yet. I have to wear a back brace. Oh, oh. I thought that one night you were saying you were in a wheelchair when you were having that bad storm and it was flooding. I remember that night you came in, you're like, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm flooding out here. Thank God I got Dave Levine's coffee cups to bail me out. That was a good one. Good one. That was a good one. Thank God I got a Dave Levine's coffee cup to bail me out of it if the house starts flooding. I think you said you got one of his T-shirts too. You like soak up the water with his T-shirt too. Jennifer is working now. She was doing good. Good. I do have a wheelchair. I sit in the garage. Good. Good. That was a good joke though that night when it was storming out here. It's like I'm taking in water. I was like, get all the guitars and amps in the boat. And then the women and children. And then Ricky said, thank God I got a Dave Levine's coffee cup and a T-shirt. I can soak it up and pal my way out. Oh, God bless. God bless. Well, winter's coming here pretty soon. I think next week they're saying that the weather's supposed to change out here. But going back to the topic, I hear you gentlemen out there that are in situations with child support, or not even, you don't even have to pay child support, but you still care about the kids, and you're getting all attacked out there by ex-boyfriends or, her friends or whatever. And that happens. I hear you guys 100% out there. It is the system needs to change. It really does. We got a lot of people locked up for smoking a doobie on the corner. We got a lot of people locked up for child support. Uh, you know, I went through it. I almost died. You know, I literally almost died. People were looking at me and going, "Oh my God, he looks like he's dying." You know? Yeah, I was in bad shape. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. This whole system went bad. Uh, yeah, I lost everything. I know what you guys are talking about. I hear you. And if I ever get in the White House, I will change some laws. This is ridiculous. You know, a lot of families have been ruined. A lot of love gone bad. Um, and a lot of these guys didn't walk away. They stayed in the madness. And what happens when you stay in the madness? You end up going nuts, end up killing each other, and it ain't worth it. Walk away. Yeah, we need to change some laws. We really do. The system is not for the man. It's strictly for the women, and it shouldn't be. It should be strictly for the children. And a switch off. You get the kids this many days, I get the kids that many days. Boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang. And you work together, right? You work together. But it's not always that way. And that's why I understand these guys and this organization that has been created. Uh, that these men got the short end of the stick, lost everything. You know, I lost everything, almost died. Hell, I even thought about doing myself. It was just so I could. It was too much money, house, cars, job, and then all of a sudden one day, boom, dead. Yeah, it'll get to you. So I hear you. If I ever decide to run, which they don't want me to, they're like, whatever you do, don't get this dude to run. Because it'll be about the citizens, the working man, the families. Uh, then you got them fathers that don't give a crap about nothing, and they're out in the street killing, raping, and pillaging, and they have kids at home, and they don't give a crap if them kids live or die or anything. They got 50 kids. They've been out banging all kinds of women. Right? The mother has to do things to cook because the father don't want nothing to do with it, right? It's a problem we got to deal with. Like I said, I paid my debt to God, my country, and whoever else. Right? We're just, really, you look at it, we're just slaves. You're slaves to everything. I am. We all are. We all are. We're slaves to our kids. We're slaves to our families. If we should be slaves, it should be to our own families, not a corporation, not a drug cartel, not a political agenda. right? We're going to be slaves to anybody. If should be slaves to our families, our children. And even then, what are we doing with all this slavery? Too many deadbeat dads. I see it all over. I was paying $1,700 a month child support again when they are my children and my responsibility. Yeah, I know, but some of these guys, the mother did such a bad job on the bull crap that uh, they didn't have a choice to be a part of that. You know? So I do understand them guys. You know? I do understand them guys. They wanted to be a part of it, but they couldn't because of all the bull crap that maybe the mother created or went to the courts and said, and there was no proof of it. There was no proof of it. That, so, it's been so long. I haven't seen my kids since they were younger. They did send photos. I do message my daughter. I do talk to my daughter, my so-called daughter that everyone claims. She's a good lady. I talk to her all the time. The other two, I don't talk to them at all. But I still talk to the mother. So it is rough around Christmas. But you know what? You should take some of these people's uh, suggestions or information and their opinion and move on. You'll find love again. Start over. Uh, I know it's rough. Some of these guys are in their 40s, 50s, and that's another thing. These people are like, "Well, just start over." Well, if they're 40, 50, they can't do the hard labor or the construction job they used to do. Most of them are broke down from working construction their whole lives. Um, you know, yeah, they got the shaft end of the deal. Some of it was all planned because of the name. People thought I was a Nazi. You know, like no, I was born here in the United States. My family's been here for centuries and since before the war. You know, they all thought I was some kind of a killer. But no, I'm just trying to go on with my life like you told me to. I'm trying to create something, movies, music, something. But the devil came along and took that, right? Until we decapitate the devil, we're going to keep having this, right? We're going to keep going through this stuff. I can see how some of these guys just give up. I'm thinking about it myself. When you ain't even got family, when you can't stand your own family, it's time to walk away. They're going to call you names. They're going to call you deadbeat dads. They're going to call you all kinds of stuff. Join the organization. Join the team. You know, there's millions of us men that have gotten the short end of the stick in life. And some of these guys, you know, I understand them. You know, join the organization, and soon things will be changing over. Us men got to stick together, right? We've been ran through the ringer. These women want nothing but money. Morals, integrity have been thrown out the window. You know, there's millions of single women, all from other countries. A lot of people are like, why don't we go into the business of bringing women over here to marry the American men? Because it's like the song, you know, American woman, get away from me. You know, American woman. You know, the Guess Who sang that one. I don't know what to do. Do I understand their anger, their frustration? Yes. They're all sitting back going, why did I live a law-abiding citizen life when I could have went out and been corrupt and made millions? You know, I could have killed my way to the top. Well, you did the right thing, guys. You stayed legal. Some of you got a job, a legal job, and you didn't go out and break laws. Uh, you know, this country has created so much hate. It's bound to have a war again, whether it be racial or just a Armageddon war. There's been too many people that have been unjust in America and all over the world. And although we keep going and we turn the other cheek and we walk away, inside of us, we want revenge. We want the day of reckoning, but we don't. We sit back and watch our world go by. We sit back and watch as someone else steals your whole life, your soul, everything. So I applaud you guys that got ran through the ringer, but yet you never took a life or didn't end up killing the crazy bitch that put you there. I applaud you dudes. Because I am also one of them people of the organization and owner. No, it's like a hair follicle commercial, right? I'm not only a customer, I own the business. We don't care. These women, I tell you what, these women were raised, some of these women around corruption. So we got these bad boys coming at us that'll kill us in a heartbeat. And I'm trying to tell Congress and Senate and everything, you know, in the world, the government, you know, these people are evil. You understand? These women and these people were corrupt. And they railroaded that man. And that man wants justice. You know, I'm trying to tell the government, we're dealing with a bunch of nut jobs. They're out chopping people's heads off. I'm making movies. They're out doing it for real. Bunch of psychos. We need some support from Congress, Senate. We could use some support from the Pentagon. We got to fight these madmen with swords, these karate men, then give us the technology I created to take these people out. Let me use the technology, the chemistry, the alchemy. Let me use. But then we would be one of them. So I can only do it in a movie, folks. I can only destruct and kill these bad guys in a movie. That's all I can do. That's it. Or I will be one of them behind bars. And let me tell you folks something. I bet you most of you people never stepped foot in a jail, never spent the night in a jail, never been locked up in a jail or a prison. It ain't fun. I know you think it is, but it ain't. But then again, it's been 30 some years since I've been in trouble, ever been locked up or anything. So jail has changed. Now it's like a 5-star hotel, I guess. When I was locked up when I was younger, and when I went to jail, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. You sleep with one eye open and you trust nobody. And it's a madhouse, right? Madhouse. And then you got these guys that come along and they taunt us. How do you let this bitch get away with everything? They're wrecking your lives. You got the devil in one ear and you got God in the other. Well, I ain't falling for it, Satan. You ain't taking my freedom. You might take a lot of things, but you'll never take my freedom. That's right. What a great movie. Wait, get a hold of Gibson. We need another Braveheart too. Oh, we can't. Well, we can because she was pregnant. So now we can have a Braveheart too. This was unbelievable. Get a hold of them. Let's get started on this right way. Yeah, boy. So I understand you folks. I hear you out there. I also hear you women. You women have been ran through the ringer too. I'm not two-sided or one-sided. Some of you women have the right to not ever want. If your husband is a serial killer or a rapist or a madman, you probably don't want your kids around him. I understand that, but you got to prove that. But some stuff is obvious. Excuse me, is obvious to us. If your husband or boyfriend's got a crime record of rape, pillaging, and madness longer than both of our arms, uh, then yeah, we understand. I'm not bashing the women, but there are, the system has to realize that these women, they play the system. They know the system is on their side. They know that. There's no hell like a woman scorned. There's that old saying, folks, right? I'm paying the price for it now, right? Well, I'm here. I am the poster child of what can happen in relationships and in the world and bad judgment and having a disability your whole life. Now, I had a disability my whole life, but I never claimed disability. It was degrading. You only claim disability if you're disabled or got something wrong with you. So when I was growing up, they looked down on that, just like they are now. People, I hear people all the time talking about, if he's disabled, why does he get a, he can get a job if he can't move. These people want slaves. They don't care that you put in 20, 30 years of working already, 40 years of labor, not sitting behind a desk and pushing pencils. You know, they dug ditches, they built homes, they built bridges, they built, you know, it takes a toll on the body. These people don't care about that. They just want people. It's almost like Hitler. What did Hitler do to his sick, weak, old? Killed them. It's the same thing in America, folks. It's the same thing. You're looked down on if you have a disability. You're looked down on if you break down and you can't pay your child support payments anymore, right? And then the women get on the phone. That son of a bitch, he can't pay his child support. No, what a deadbeat dad and everything. I don't care. We've caught these women trying to hire hitmen, going to gangs, trying to either kill their husbands or boyfriends or collect the money or whatever. These people are nuts. We got a problem in America. We might have to build this organization with boot heels and billy clubs. I don't care. Most of these guys are fed up. I'm trying to keep the death from coming. I'm just like the rest of us, right? And then we all complain about something, right? Trespassers, magic, witchery, sorcery, systems that are broke. Can't even we can't even feed or give clean water to our own people. We keep bringing people in. No one's getting no more money until we shut this country down, fix our illegal alien problem, our wall, our border, our security. Nobody's getting no more money. Congress and Senate have already come out and said there ain't no more money going to Ukraine until we fix the problems in America. Dang right. We've been letting this world, we've been letting our own country, we've been letting these people, most of these people, the government is shocked. They're shocked. They come to me, they're shocked. Their soldiers are wrapped up into this shit. They're shocked. How could this be going? These people took an oath to protect and serve. They take the uniform off and they're whacking people, killing people. They're using they served for this country as they're killing American citizens in gangs. Half of them are controlling gangs. We're military men and everything. We created this monster. Let this be a lesson to future people building a country. Do not create a military. Use your brains and use machinery. don't let man do it, because now it's come back to they trained him. They trained that guy to be a killer, and he got out of the military and he killed many. Corrupt, yes, he was. And the government shocked. How could this be? How could these people be? No, thou shalt not kill. It didn't say it's only okay to kill when you're a government. And that goes for everybody. They created this madness. We were born into this madness. We didn't have a choice. There was no option. Now here's the thing. I can only kill these people in a movie. I can only destroy this country in a movie. And it's wrong for me to even want revenge. But I'm human. What does an animal do? Well, an animal remembers. What does an elephant do? It remembers. It might forgive, it might walk away, but it remembers. It's all a movie to me. My whole life's been a movie. Well, we all make mistakes, Ricky. We all been put in jail or something for something other than that. As long as it ain't killing, stealing, raping. You know, the system is so corrupt these days. They got fake warrants out. They got fake bull crap out. Why? Because that person was corrupt. How did Satan kill people? How did he create so much lies, deception? That woman created a lie, told the government went ahead, put restraints on that gentleman, and it was all a lie. He didn't stalk her, he didn't bother her, he walked away. Sure, he called after years, 20 some years, he contacted the lady to make sure the kids are okay. Any man that has a kid that cares would call to check and see if the kids are okay, right? Right? But if you don't, you're danged. If you do, you're danged. I don't know. I've had enough of this madness. What we need, Congress and Senate and Pentagon, is weaponry and a couple platoons. That's what we need. We need backing from these idiots that believe a witch and all kinds of hell has broke loose without any proof or anything. These people went ahead and chose to make fake warrants, fake reports, fake police reports. Madness. What I need is my country back, my military, and support from Congress and Senate, Homeland, FBI. They railroaded us. Fraudulent paperwork, lies, deception. We got the short end of the stick. And they used the branches of the government to do it. Some got killed. Nah, enough of my ranting and raving and movies. But I'm on the alert. I don't trust nobody. I mean, I trust nobody. Maybe a few family members. That's about it. I trust nobody. I know what a woman and her vagina, what kind of damage it can do. I know what it feels like to feel the wrath of a woman that's been scorned. And that's why I understand some of these guys. But don't hurt anybody. Walk away. Try and get the curse broke. Pray to God. Just walk away. Of course, we're going to have people coming at us because that's what Satan does. Satan's going to get around that woman. He's going to give her the big baloney, give her a bunch of money, and she'll do whatever he says. Or she'll have him whooped. Once she lays that vagina on him and gives him that sweet love, he'll be hooked and he'll do whatever she says. Same thing with the men. The men throw that big penis on them, and he puts that big penis on them, and the next thing you know, they're sprung. They're sprung. They'll do anything that guy says. You know? We're dealing with Satan, Congress, Senate, Pentagon. We are going to have to use extremes to make sure we get rid of Satan. He's caused so much trouble within our families, within our society, our system. He's broken up enough family, folks. It's going to make a great movie. You folks have a great day. Be safe. This movie's got a little bit of everything: love, madness, radicalism, revenge, and at the end, the Lord fixes all right. Well, we'll put it into the Lord's hands. I would rather put it into the Lord's hands than go out and be one of these people that just can't handle the pressure no more. And they snap. And the next thing you know, people end up dead, families end up dead. But I've been watching too much of it on YouTube. I've seen the death and destruction that this world has, and I'll pass on it. Let God handle it. Let the government do their jobs. And be safe. That's all I can say. Now, you folks have a great day. Be safe. Love everybody if you can. And don't let the devil win. He's going to try and drive you crazy. He's going to call you a piece of crap. You're a deadbeat dad. You're this, you're that. You're an idiot. You're a retard. You're all those things. Don't let it get to you. Keep going on. This army is being built. And soon we will have the support of Congress, Senate, Pentagon. It's going to make a great movie.